family comedy drama that recently just came out this past weekend. It stars Channing Tatum, and it also is directed by Channing Tatum and Reed Carolyn. And Channing Tatum were supposed to produce and direct or write that Gambit movie that was supposed to come out a few years ago, and it never did. So now instead, he and Channing Tatum are teaming up on a movie called Dog, and the premise for this movie is fairly straightforward. Channing Tatum plays a former soldier who is struggling with PTSD and trying to get back on active duty. His former commander has passed away. His former commander had a dog that went on special missions with them. Now Channing Tatum's job is to get this dog to his former commander's funeral in time, and he has like 5 days to do it, and along the way there's a bunch of shenanigans and stuff because this dog is not the nicest dog to get along with. I like dogs. I'm assuming you like dogs, or maybe you don't like dogs. Maybe you're part of the 3% that hates dogs, but maybe like 97% of the world either likes dogs, tolerates dogs, or wishes they had a dog. As a result, I'm a sucker for a good dog movie. Granted, a good dog movie is kind of few and far between nowadays if we're talking about Hollywood's recent track record, but I'm always down for a decent dog movie because I know that that movie is usually gonna bring the feels when it needs to bring the feels. It's gonna make you care about this person and about the dog. There's gonna be good bonding. It's gonna be a good reminder as to why dogs are man's best friend. One of the first things I do want to point out about this movie is that this is like the first lead role that Channing Tatum has had in a very long time. I do think he had an appearance in Free Guy last year. As far as Channing Tatum as a lead, it's been a hot minute. I heard that he retired from acting. He went through a recent divorce. I mean, the guy has definitely been through some things. So one of the first things I want to shout out in this movie is Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum carries this entire movie on his spinal column. I say that to say that if Channing Tatum didn't bring it in this movie, or if you felt like he was easily replaceable with any other handsome 30-something actor, then I don't think the movie would have landed as well for me. Channing Tatum flashed all the things that make him such a good lead actor in this movie. I mean, he has that charisma, he has that roguish charm that you love to see. He has underrated comedic timing. Direction for this movie, I would say, is solid, not spectacular. There's some good shots, and I would say that while it's not paced all that well, the film does feel like it was made with passion. It does feel like these are people that are passionate about this story, passionate about dogs. The little details, the little idiosyncrasies that happen between dogs and humans. I just feel like this is gonna be one of those movies where there's gonna be every few minutes you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I go through that same thing with my dog. The script it has some legitimately funny moments where I was actually laughing out loud. So if you're looking for some funny stuff, the movie has something to offer there. And this movie does have something underlying that it's trying to say about veterans and about PTSD. If you want to pay attention for that in this movie has something to say about all of that as well. Unfortunately, everything that I say about this movie good can be canceled out with the simple fact that this movie is really, really boring. It pains me to say that a movie like this is boring because I like dogs, and I kind of liked the relationship between the dog and between Channing Tatum's character in this movie. Everything in this movie is dragged out to the nth degree. Everything in this movie is spaced out so much that it feels like it takes forever for you to actually get to the point of the movie. And by point, I mean like the third act where things are supposed to go a certain type of way that you've already seen coming because you've seen a lot of movies like this before. There's a lot of scenes that are staged in a very similar way. It gets very repetitive towards the second and third acts because every scene is either gonna make you laugh or there's a scene that's specifically designed to make you feel something. And after a while, there's just too many of these scenes that start to get stretched out to their breaking point that makes you feel like this whole movie actually could have been wrapped up in an hour instead of like an hour and 40-something minutes. So the pacing is a huge issue with this movie, and I also think it does affect some of the emotional fallout from the end of the movie. The entire movie is built towards them making this journey to this funeral, and by the time you get to the funeral, the actual event that is supposed to have sent them on this journey, it feels like kind of an afterthought by the time you get there. The rest of the movie, it just kind of speeds along to get to the conclusion that you already know is gonna happen. Some parts of this movie feel a little bit repetitive, a little bit redundant, a little bit predictable. However, if you're a dog lover, there's probably something in this movie for you to enjoy. I'm gonna leave this one in the Fortress of Solitude. Those are my thoughts on Dog. Tell me, have you seen it? What did you think about it? What's your favorite dog movie of all time? Put that in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.